So this is a paper jam. This is toy guitar. I'm going to start by playing some music for everybody. Just hold it about there.
Okay.
Closer. Can you hear it? It's a built-in accelerometer. If I go up higher, I get an octave higher. You can download your own songs from iTunes. It's all right. I haven't done this. Automatically knows all the chords. Solo solo, didn't have the fretboard, so I can't play a bad song. Thank you. So, we're not your traditional startup. We've actually been in the toy and vending business for the last 10 years. Our toys have done about $500 million at retail. This was the #1 toy in 2010, new toy introduction. We made 7 million of them over 2 years. That's our background. I was originally one of the inventors of the Power Glove, so I've been at this for 26 years now. So our product is in the connected kitchen space, and you may be wondering what a toy inventor is doing, or what a bunch of toy inventors are doing in the connected kitchen space. And you know, we know how to make things really inexpensively, and we know how to make a lot of them. And I think the most important thing is we know how to make them fun. So I'm going to show you. Well, first, let's actually tell you about the product. So 3 years ago, January at the Hong Kong Toy Fair, my partner and I are sitting in a bar in Hong Kong. We're drinking lychee martinis, and we have spent years looking for the best lychee martini in Hong Kong. And this is not an exaggeration. And we never could make a good one at home. You really didn't know the first thing about making a cocktail. We're sitting in the bar, and this is right after the recession, and the toy business wasn't a lot of fun. We're going, God, what kind of product can we make ourselves? We got to get out of the toy business. And we come up on this idea of, well, why don't we have this digital kitchen scale? And we had an app, and it told us how much to pour, it told us when to stop, and we would know how to make a drink. It's like, what? Okay, that kind of sounds cool. So we called the guys back in Vancouver. 2 of them are back there, Brian and Alex, raise your hands. And in 2 weeks, we had hacked a kitchen scale. We'd made a demo app, thank you guys, and we cold called Brookstone. We flew out to Brookstone, walked in with a box of booze, and we made drinks. An hour later, we walked out with an order for 50,000 units. So then we had to figure out how to make 50,000 units in 6 weeks. We launched at Brookstone finally in the middle of November of 2013, and in 6 weeks they sold 30,000 units, which was a fantastic, one of their best product launches of all time. The following year they sold almost 3 times as many units with no marketing. It's purely word of mouth. The product has fantastic word of mouth. So what I want to do first is sort of give you a demo of this product. So up here is Perfect Drink is what we call it. It launches as 400 recipes. It runs on phones, it runs on tablets, it runs on iOS, Android, Kindle Fire, and Barnes & Noble's Nook. There is a cabinet feature where you can go in and actually tell it what you have at home, and it'll tell you what you can make. Since we launched this feature and started tracking it last April, in 3 months, 400,000 items have been logged by our users, and we have hundreds of thousands of users. It's an incredibly popular feature. I'm going to start first. There's also a shopping list, so you can go through and plan your parties, which is what we see. Usage goes up hugely over the weekends. This is really a great party device, and we'll get to the kitchen part soon too. So I'm going to go over here and I'm going to make a drink. This is the espresso martini. If I want to scale it, I can actually go in and choose how many servings I want. Automatically scales it. But I'm just going to stay with the standards thing because I'm going to overpour for you in a minute. So this is one of the scales. I'll talk about the scales a little bit. I place the shaker on. It automatically detects the shaker and goes to the first ingredient, which is Absolute vodka. Yeah. All right? Absolute's one of our partners going into next year. I'll tell you why in a moment. So I'm going to pour. I've never done this before looking at a huge screen. And it tells me when to stop. Now I go to the next ingredient, Kahlua. And it actually knows the density of every one of these ingredients, so it measures them very, very accurately. And if you're in Europe, it defaults to metric units. And I'm talking to you guys because I've been drinking. And I overpoured. Well, what do? Well, you'll see what it did is it actually rescaled the entire drink. Now I'm 1.5 servings, and if my hands are sticky, I can use the scale. I don't have to touch the device, and I can go back and I can fix it now. So now I can pour a little more vodka. Okay, which I did successfully this time.
I'm so glad we're recording this.
Oh, I'm not pouring this anymore. Now I'm pouring simple syrup. Yeah. And then I'm using some Stumptown cold brew as our coffee component. This recipe was given to us by the Absolute people. It's actually a really great recipe. So I'm going to pour. And you see how making a drink is really a lot of fun here. Now, most people never know how long to shake or stir a cocktail. Different cocktails should be served at different ideal temperatures, with different dilutions. So what happens here is it'll automatically start timing when I lift it off. So I know exactly how long to shake. I can't mess this up. Can you hear this? Is this close enough to the mic? All right. Sound comes through too. I'm impressed by that. Now I'm going to pour it.
I'll help.
Well, you know, the lady that held the microphone for me, I think I owe you a drink.
Thank you.
So this is an espresso martini.
So you're going to make me wash it?
Yeah, I know, it's hard. It's hard doing that. I shouldn't have poured it. Please try it.
Everyone want to see my reaction?
The money shot. So a few more things about our product. We launched Perfect Bake last October, also exclusive with Brookstone. This year we're going out to all of retail. We're in mass retail. We're shipping hundreds of thousands of units at different price points. Something really cool about our products, we're the only technology that captures data at the point of consumption. And consumables are the largest pool of advertising dollars in the world. $750 billion in the US just for stuff people shop for is advertising dollars. So this is from New Year's Eve last year. Almost 45,000 drinks were made with Perfect Drink over the course of 24 hours. It was one of the most amazing things I've ever watched. You wake up in the morning, and Australia is just completely going off. Australians are going off. And we watched it. We did no work this day. It went all the way across Europe, across the United States. We go to bed. We get up the next morning. Australia is still going on. So you see the top 10 drinks, and the top 10 drinks are a very small percentage. What happens when you have a system like this is people become very experimental, and they try all kinds of things. But something very interesting, nobody you can see here, is something called the Rainbow Delight, which was an unknown drink that Brookstone put on the front of the package. It was just something that they thought was pretty, they put on the front. Well, it's always in our top 10 now, which means people see pictures of things highly suggestive, and they start making them by the thousands. Some more about our system. So the connected kitchen, obviously, I want to talk about this for a moment. What you saw here is an interactive guided recipe experience. If you have a text-based recipe, a connected kitchen makes absolutely no sense. There is no reason to connect devices to a text-based recipe. So what we have here and what part of our IP is this interactive recipe process where you measure things and it does everything for you. Some of the things we've done in advance, because we're kind of seeding the clouds, if you will, for the appliance manufacturers, is we've actually hacked all kinds of appliances, KitchenAid mixers, Vitamix blenders, ovens, all kinds of things, and we have a fully instrumented workflow. And one of the reasons we did this is you have to figure out, is this valuable? Is this something people want to do? And so you have to build it to really find out. And so our app, all our technology is completely instrumented for this from the very beginning. And of course, the idea is if we can get lots of people using this format and they like it, then as the connected kitchen becomes reality, we're the go-to solution for that, clearly. That's good timing. Yes?
Do you have a cannabis product?
A what?
Cannabis product?
So our Pro scale is the best performing scale in the consumer marketplace. So it has 1/10 of a gram precision, which is perfect for that. Well, you were first.
Is it a requirement at your company that everyone wear Hawaiian shirts? Are you going to do a partnership with Uber and Lyft with tie-ins hereafter to keep people from driving?
Yeah. So I wear Hawaiian shirts because I've discovered when I do things like this, people find me easily. So it's a good tip. If you go to large crowds, wear something loud so people can spot you easily. As far as the drinking thing, the problem is we don't know who's drinking the drink necessarily. We know that they're pouring it. But we are starting to partner with delivery services. Yes?
What sort of user hesitation have you found with the purchase of the scale?
Yeah.
And what other solutions do you have for that?
So it's interesting. So when you design a product, this product has something we look for, which is a wow factor when you see it. When people see this demonstrated, when they see the real-time pouring, the conversion factor is very, very high. It's what you look for in a product, just like paper jams or something else. You want something that wows them. So it's great because we have that. And then it's an incredible workflow, especially if you're baking or doing conventional things, because you're just pouring stuff, and it's so much easier than measuring with different paraphernalia. So as a behavior change, once you get people to see it, they typically try it. And so one of our objectives here is to make it very affordable. Right? We launched under $50, which is the gift category. So people buy this and they buy it and they like it, and they buy it for everybody they know. We also have then the $100 product, and we also have a scale that costs us $4 to manufacture in China that's connected as well, which is a giveaway. For companies like Pernod Ricard and other spirit companies, there is no data. Nobody knows what people drink at home. There's no data for this. Their other problem is somebody buys a bottle of their product and they don't know what to do with it when they get home. So one of the things we're doing is we have a promotional scale. You can bundle it with bottles and sell it, so it's a great value, and then people actually get into this. Oh my gosh.
Is that your deal with Absolute that you just referenced, or what?
It is. So Pernod Ricard is Absolute Vodka, Malibu Rum, Kahlua, and a bunch of other brands. They're our first major partner.
What's the error tolerance? How far do you have to overpour before it decides that you messed up?
We played with that. And so I think on most ingredients, you have to get to a quarter of an ounce before you can actually detect taste-wise. And so we cut it about in half. And that seems to work pretty well for most pours.
For cooking and baking,
You're next.
For cooking and baking, can you import a recipe and have it converted to work with the scale?
Yeah, so we have drag and drop recipe entry right now. So on Perfect Drink, we've had over 50,000 user recipes entered right now. They're either named like Bob's Martini or they're named after a body part. It's typically what the drinks are. We're working on converting recipes automatically. There's one more.
Yeah,
There's
do
one
one
more.
more. You got it.
I was just going to ask similar to that, converting it for food and calorie counting for
Yes.
the diet community.
Yes.
Just seems like a natural.
That's a natural, and that's in every product we're rolling out next year. So we're doing a healthy blend product, because if you want to get healthy in this country, you buy a $600 blender and then don't know what to do with it. So that's a great market for us. We're working on that, and then we're also working on diet and other health-related things coming after that.
Are you hiring?
We are hiring. We are hiring. We did all the toy stuff with about 10 people. We've grown to about 20, but we're going to double the size of the company in the next 6 months. So we're definitely looking for people. We've been profitable. We are profitable this year. We're not one of those startups burning money and hoping to make money.
Yeah. And you're sponsoring the holiday meetup next month, right?
I think we may be. Yeah.
And you're in Vancouver. Oh.
Yes, we are. We are actually in downtown Vancouver. It's a very short bike ride from Portland.
Vancouver.
Beautiful. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.